Alright, today we're going to be looking at how to pick up a 4.5 trot mooring. So first of all, what is one? So just in front of us here we got a buoy at the back, and then going between them and a buoy at the front is a floating link line. So the way we pick up a 4.5 trot mooring is we use our boat hook to pick up the floating link line. We get that up, and then we pick up the mooring strops which will be tied to it. We'll do them at the front first, at the bow of the boat, and then we'll walk back and pick up the rear ones and then cleat them round the aft of the boat, so the stern. Let's just go back around. I'm going to pick up a small tender and then we'll come and do this. Unfortunately the sound on the recording messed up a bit, but over here now I've got my dinghy tender, and I'm just getting in a boat and pushing off the harbour wall with a little bit of reverse gear. And now I'm coming around up towards my mooring for a really tight spot in the river between these boats, waving to my neighbours and moving on up towards my Trot 4.5 mooring. So now as I get closer into the mooring I need to start slowing down and come up parallel towards it. Yeah, I've got my boat hook ready, and my mooring is just there in front of that little speedboat behind the one with the blue cover. So I've got everything ready, and I'm just coming up nice and slowly and trying to reduce my speed and just drift in next to it. So I'm engaging a little bit of reverse gear now, slow my boat right down and aiming the nose in towards the mooring, the floating link line. And then as I get closer I'm going to turn my tiller and outboard towards where I want the back of the boat to go and reverse in towards it. So now I'm reversing in towards it. And then as I stand up you'll be able to see there the floating link line to the left hand side of the boat on the port side. And what I'm going to do is reach down and grab that with a boat hook, and now if I've actually got the floating link line I'm in a good position because the boat's not going to drift off too far. Unfortunately my mooring strop's a little tangled around a floating link line, and I just need to untangle those a little bit with the boat hook, but then once I'm able to lift those up I'm able to then get the mooring strops. Whilst I'm doing all of this I'm trying to keep the floating link line outside of the boat because it's really dirty and it splashes dirt everywhere if you get it over the boat. So once I've got the floating link line and strops, I disconnect the strops from the link line clip and I put the clip onto the front of the boat, and then I take the strops through the fair leads and then attach them to the anchor cleat at the front there. So I've got one on the starboard and port side, and now that these are fixed in and running through the fair lead, I just pick up the floating link line whilst trying to keep it on the outside of the boat to avoid making my boat all dirty. And as I walk back with it, it pulls the back of the boat back in, because the back of the boat will have a habit of drifting out if it's left too long. So there you can see the rear strops attached to the end of the floating link line. So again, I just disconnect those and I take the floating link line and just clip it to the boat so I don't lose it. And then I take these strops and I fix them onto these midsection cleats. They're on the port side, and then I need to take this around considering where the tender is and where the outboard is and make sure it's not all tangled. So before I do this I just turn off the fuel and things to the outboard and get the outboard up out the water. And I try and work out which way around the outboard I want it. I realise I could have just had it running through the middle anyway. But I take that over through and then I cleat that onto the starboard side cleat. And now the other thing I do is try and wrap the rear strop around these little metal cleats right on the aft of the boat. And that's just going to take a little bit of strain out of the mooring, so that as the tide rises and everything gets tighter, it doesn't kind of break those plastic cleats, which are probably quite old and brittle. So I probably made that look really easy. I'll be posting more videos like this. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Really trying to grow my audience, and everything helps. Cheers, bye.